The battle for the Iberian Peninsula is on. TAP Air Portugal versus Iberia, both powerhouses fighting for control of the gateway to the Americas. Welcome back to the Flyman Yann Aviation World Cup. We're deep in round one. 16 airlines started this journey, but today, another flag carrier is getting grounded. To secure a spot in the quarterfinals, our contenders must fight for the most wins across 5 categories. Will Portuguese hospitality prevail, or will Spanish dominance take the crown? It's TAP versus Iberia. The bracket is set, the flights are booked. Let's see who survives the Iberian duel.
Good morning from just outside Heathrow Airport. I don't know if you can see some of the planes over here. I had this cool idea for an intro this morning. I'm right underneath the flight path for runway 27L. So I was gonna have the plane flying over me and I start talking, but I didn't do my research. The flights are landing on runway 27R this morning. So no cool intro, and instead let's get straight into the video. I'm gonna walk over to Hatton Cross Station, take the tube for one stop to Terminal 2, and let's get started with this TAP versus Iberia battle. Let's go. I used to fly a lot from Terminal 2 back in the day, but it's been almost 2 years now since I've been here, so let's head inside and see if I remember where everything is. Today will be my first time ever flying with TAP Air Portugal and also my first time going to Lisbon. So let's go check in. Alright, so I tried to check in, but Terminal 2 here at Heathrow is actually shared by a bunch of different Star Alliance airlines. And I don't know why, but TAP Air Portugal is sharing the check-in counters with Air India, and there's a massive queue for the Air India flight. So I've just done my mobile check-in and let's get through security. Believe it or not, despite how many times I've been to Terminal 2, I have never been to a lounge here. I used to get breakfast at the Perfectionist Cafe over there because the client was paying. So I never actually bothered venturing into any of the lounges. So I know there's 2 contract lounges here, Plaza Premium, which would normally be my go-to, but there's a brand new #1 that's opened or recently opened. So let's go check that out.
It's a dark underground lounge, but you could tell some work had gone into the fit and finish. It's a shame though, as the space was relatively small and quite busy. There's a buffet counter with hot food and sandwiches, but more importantly, this staffed bar.
Hey, how are you? Do you have any champagne here?
Yeah, we have champagne, but we have time.
Do you have sparkling wine?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, please, could I have 1 glass?
Those here, the white.
A white, please. Thank you.
That's a point for sparkling wine on the scoreboard. Alright, let's get out of here. Before I get on board, let me give you a quick overview of TAP. Founded in 1945, TAP Air Portugal is the country's flag carrier operating from its hub in Lisbon. Serving around 90 destinations across 34 countries, TAP is the undisputed European leader to South America, connecting Europe to a massive 15 cities in Brazil alone. Their all-Airbus mainline fleet is built around the flagship Airbus A330-900neo, which they were the launch customer for, alongside a narrow-body fleet of A320neo family aircraft, including A321LRs.
Alright then, let's get on board.
And here's the 5-year-old A321neo LR we're flying on today.
Just got on board and settled into my seat 29F near the back of the plane. I actually wasn't expecting this, but we've got an A321neo LR today. It's just the planes they usually use on their long haul routes to North America. So it means we get a nice IFE screen in front, and I don't know if you saw on the way in, but there's proper lie flat business seats on this aircraft. Now, as far as I understand, they only use this on short haul routes for London, Paris and Zurich, so the normal TAP business class is the, for short haul, is the Euro business. But we're not flying in business class today, we're in economy, so let's have a look around the seat.
TAP has a few different seat variants on their A320 aircraft, and this is definitely the best one. Well, that's if you like this shade of green. The seats were relatively comfortable, there was a 4-way adjustable headrest, the legroom was really good at 31 inches of seat pitch. That's on the higher end for narrow bodies, but this is a long-haul configured aircraft. Their regular config 320s only have 28 inches, which is at the very bottom end. Recline is excellent, but again, it's a long-range aircraft. The regular config has no recline. And we'll come back to the IFE and the amenities section, but for now, boarding was complete, so let's get in the air. Trolley service started 20 minutes after takeoff.
Alright, I just finished up the meal service. They didn't have my first choice, which was the barbecue sandwich, but I ended up going for the ham and cheese toasty, which is like classic airplane foods. It took about 10 minutes for them to heat it up, which is something, the bar was set so high since the Aer Lingus flight where they had preheated all the sandwiches, so now every time I have to wait I'm a little disappointed. But anyway, the sandwich itself was fine. I think the edges were a bit stale, but the inside was perfectly good. And I had a pack of crisps and a Coke 02. Good stuff. Good meal. Oh, and later on in the flight, the cabin crew came through and handed out a small chocolate, but it was like a really small chocolate. But anyway, I guess it's still a nice touch.
Let's head to the back of the plane.
Alright, another toilet inspection time. What do we have here? It's actually a pretty spacious toilet for a 321, so if space, I can take a few steps, just about. Otherwise, it's pretty standard tissue, it's very clean, so, yep. So I'm back in my seat, and what about the amenities? So actually, TAP Air has got the whole trifecta on this flight. They've got charging sockets below the seat, they've got in-flight Wi-Fi, and they've also got an IFE screen. And now this isn't something you usually see on short-haul sectors with European carriers, but like I said earlier, this is actually a long-haul narrow body which they've deployed on like a premium route because it's London. So not all of their aircraft would have this on short-haul routes, but I get to enjoy it today at least, so it's pretty nice. Just made it to Lisbon, and honestly I went into this not really knowing anything about TAP or what to expect, and I left pretty impressed. Now granted, my opinion's been a bit swayed by the fact I ended up on a long-range aircraft, so you got the IFE, you got the screen and everything else, but still overall I thought it was a really good flight, well serviced, food was okay. But the question is, can Iberia now beat this? Let's find out. Good morning from Vienna. It's time to put the battle for the Iberian Peninsula to an end by flying with Iberia. So, will the Spanish be able to make the Portuguese tap out? Alright, that was awful. Anyway, I'm gonna jump on the train and head to the airport. Let's go. I've made it to Vienna Airport and I'm about to head inside Terminal 1, although that's this Terminal 1. Vienna Airport's a very familiar sight for me. I've been here quite a few times and I've even made a video here before flying Wizz Air all the way to Abu Dhabi back when that was their longest flight. So you can check that out. And also I've made another video of Wizz Air showing their current longest flight from London to Jeddah, so you can also check that out. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's head inside. I've flown Iberia a few times before, but only ever in business class. I've done a few short-haul hops between London and Madrid, and this is one of the few routes they operate a wide-body plane on a short-haul route. So it's pretty cool. You get the nice big seat on a 2-hour flight. And I've also done a long 10-hour flight all the way to Bogota in Colombia, and I actually made a video of that too, so you can check that out on the channel. But I'll start with the video promo now. Today is going to be my first time flying in economy of Iberia, so let's go check in. There was a really long line for check-in this morning, but I still have one world status, so I cheated a bit and I used the business class line to get to the front. So I got my boarding pass now. Let's get through security. And one thing I know about Vienna is they have a pretty nice lounge here, and it's actually won an award for the best priority pass lounge globally a couple years back. So let's go check that out.
Vienna Lounge is massive and is probably one of the best contract lounges out there. There's all sorts of seating in different sections with great airfield views all around. There's quiet places to get some work done and a large dining room around the self-serve buffet area. The first order of business here is pouring myself a glass from the bar. That's another point for Bubbles on the scoreboard.
The Vienna Lounge is great. You know I love lounges with outdoor terraces like this and views of the airfield and aircraft. But one thing to watch out for is even when you're accessing with Dragon Pass or Priority Pass, you have to pay a €6 surcharge. This is really unusual for these sorts of schemes. There's only club rooms I can think of and maybe one lounge in Milan that I know of that you have to pay extra to get in even with your lounge card. But anyway, just something to keep in mind if you want to visit here. Right now, I would usually stay outside, enjoy the sun, like it was super sunny yesterday. It's absolutely chucking it down now. Everything's getting wet, so I'm gonna head inside and chill there.
Looks like my Iberia aircraft has just touched down, so let's head to the gate.
Alright, I'm just making my way to the gate, and while I do that, let me tell you a bit more about Iberia.
Founded in 1927, Iberia is Spain's flag carrier and a foundational member of the One World Alliance. Operating from its major hub at Madrid Airport, the airline serves over 130 destinations and acts as the primary bridge between Europe and Latin America. Their all-Airbus mainline fleet relies on the A320neo family for short-haul, while the Airbus A330 and the A350 handle their long-haul network.
Okay, I think boarding started. Let's go.
This is the 5-year-old A320neo will be flying to Madrid today. And for the ground category winner, they both had pretty big queues for check-in, but TAP actually enforced boarding groups, whereas Iberia's boarding process was a bit of a scramble, so TAP gets the win for this one.
Alright, I made it on board. I'm at the back of the plane as usual in seat 29A. One thing I noticed during boarding is the crew here were particularly smiley and happy, and they were greeting everyone, so it's nice to see. But now, let's have a look around at the rest of the seat.
At first glance, you wouldn't think you're on a full-service carrier. The legroom felt tight today, with bottom-of-the-range seat pitch at only 28 inches. Surprisingly, there was no recline on the seat and no adjustable headrest either. The seats themselves were hard, slimline seats you'd expect to find on a low-cost carrier.
Having had a look around both seats, I think it's obvious the C category win goes to
TAP Air Portugal. I know I ended up on one of their long-range 321s, but even the regular one would have easily beat this lackluster Iberia seat. Iberia did have this cool ambient lighting at least, and with boarding complete, let's head to the runway. Meal pre-ordering online is available before your flight, but the crew were quick to action today, with the trolley service starting only 15 minutes after takeoff.
Alright, I've just finished up my meal service, and I don't know what it is with both of these airlines and not having any of the good menu items in stock. I really wanted to have the heated up bacon roll, but they didn't have it. And it's not that they'd run out, they just didn't have it on board, so I ended up going for the Iberian ham sandwich, which tasted good, but it was cold. I usually prefer having a heated up sandwich, and the bread was soft, not crunchy. But anyway, not the end of the world. And the thing that really saved it was that delicious chocolate cookie with hazelnuts in it, melted chocolate in the middle. That really saved the day. And I had a Coke Zero to go with it as usual, so that was fine. But with regards to the hospitality category win, now, both airlines did not have my first choice available. TAP did get the edge a little bit by having a hot option, but I think it's going to have to come down to the staff hospitality. And honestly, with the warm greetings that I got on this flight, the smiles from the crew, I think the hospitality category win easily goes to
Iberia.
You know what time it is, toilet inspection time. Let's have a look around. This is about as average as a toilet as it gets on a plane. You've got like a medium amount of space, it's not too cramped. The sink's pretty standard, although we do have this nice special soap here, tissue, toilet paper, and a little mirror here. Oh, although if you want to sit down and look at yourself while you're using the toilet, there's a mirror right here, if that's your thing.
So for the toilet category winner, both were pretty average toilets, but the tap one was more spacious, so they get to bring this one home.
Now, how about the amenities on this Iberia flight? Well, there's no entertainment screen, but that's expected. There is in-flight Wi-Fi. You do have to pay, it's about 10 euros for a full flight pass, or if you're a member of the Iberia Club, you get free access. I think it's just for messaging though. And in terms of charging, there's no international power sockets, but there are 2 USB-A sockets under the seat, so it's something. But with regards to the amenities category win, I think it's obvious with the big screen, everything else, and some people might say it's not fair because not all tap lanes are like that, but hey, I'm just basing it on the flight that I had. So I think for the amenities category win, it easily goes to
TAP Air Portugal.
Touchdown Madrid. I've made it. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, unlike Vienna this morning, so I'll be taking this off very soon. But now, onto the important stuff. Who's it going to be? TAP or Iberia? And I think considering all the category wins, the obvious winner is going to have to be
TAP Air Portugal. With 4 category wins against Iberia's 1, TAP is moving on to the quarterfinals to face off against Finnair in short-haul business class.
Alright, so that's it for today. Let me know in the comments if you agree with the decision. Have you ever flown with TAP or Iberia before, and what were your experiences like? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because there's a new match of the tournament dropping every week. Like, comment, all of that good stuff, and as always, till next time.